I was gonna say good morning. It's already almost noon. I wanted to get on here and do a little haul. I haven't done a haul in a while here live. So I took the month of July off. I do list some of my vintage and finds on my shop page, which I've linked in the description here. But I haven't launched any new items because I just took the month of July. People are on vacation. It was slow anyway, but I just wanted to kind of take the month of July to kind of just source new items and just not list anything new. So so I'm going to show some of the things. Now, I should have left maybe I'll leave a link when I get off of here, a link to YouTube as well. All of my videos are over there. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello. But all of them are kept over there as well. So I have done a couple of hauls over there and I can't remember what I've shared and what I haven't. So if you've already seen some of this, it might be repeats, but you guys, I'm down in my office right now. It's just chilly down here. So that's what somebody will ask me. I know you have a sweatshirt on. Is it cold there? It's just chilly down here in my office, which I love it that way. I would rather be cold than hot. But anyway, I have a ton of stuff here. It's all over here. So I'm going to kind of just share a couple of my favorite things that I have recently found. And then just, yeah. So let me know, as always, let me know what your favorite item is. I just looked up one of the items. Oh, great. One of the items, and I don't know if this is true, but I love copper brass, and we're coming into fall, so it's been kind of fun to just find some copper and fall things, copper and brass things to add to the shop. And so I picked up this little guy because, number one, it's a little lantern. He's about like 5 inches tall. Does anybody know what this is? It's a kerosene something. I just kind of briefly looked it up before I hit live here, but yeah, so that's one of the things. I just looked that up, so that's why I thought I'd share that first. I don't even know where to start. I am a little overwhelmed. I'm not even kidding. This is not going to be very organized. I love picking up these kinds of brushes, these old long brushes. I hang them in like the back of shelves and things. They're just flat. They're not going to take up a lot of room. But when I can find the old ones like this, I just love them, especially in fall. It's like fall colors. I've shared many, when I'm decorating like the hutch in our living room, we have another little kind of cabinet area in our dining room that I kind of put together when a different season comes around. And so those I've shared many times how I use them when I'm decorating. These, whenever the graphics are good, like you can still see them, I like to pick them up, and I like to pick them up when they're tiny like this. It may not look like it's tiny here, but it is a small one. So again, and look at the back, like even this way, wouldn't this be cute? You could upcycle this. You could paint this with chalkboard paint and use it as a chalkboard, a message center, like in an entry, wherever you live. You could add hooks here or on this side. For keys or whatever. This could be, I don't know how strong it would be. You could do magnets on here too, but I just love the smaller sizes. So I do grab those when I can find them like that. I do get a little, now that I'm picking up items to launch on the shop page, it's always funner to pick up extra things for you guys to be able to shop them as well. But when I'm picking up things for my house, I'm trying to get more and more specific about things. I mean, I'm looking at all this stuff and it's like, let's be honest, like there's going to always be things that I will pick up. But number one, Scrabble Games. I've shared this many times before, but whenever I can find them at yard sales, thrift stores for inexpensive, I pick them up for the wood tiles alone. So I put them in vases, I put them in bowls, I put them in, I'm trying to think of what else. Vases, bowls, like anything here. I can show you some of the things. Wood bowls, plates, pitchers, and they're just something different. So I've never seen a golf Scrabble. So when I opened it, I was like, oh my gosh, are the tiles green? are like the letters green. You know what I mean? Because green's my favorite color. But no, they were just regular. I was like, oh, that's all right though. That's all right though. I was just excited because I've never seen a golf, not Monopoly. It's not Monopoly. It's called Scrabble. It's called Scrabble. And then, so I just love numbers and letters. And then I found this. So this is some kind of game, but again, picked it up for this alone. Just the number and the wood tiles. And so it's brand new, but I just loved the wood tiles. This is like a wood, must be a game board. I don't even know what it is. It's a number puzzle, but this alone I picked it up for. So this would be cute in just like a small dish, like if you had an ironstone dish and just the numbers. Yes, I can see some. The wood Scrabble tile holders are good to attach to chalkboards to hold chalk. Yes, they are. And they're good, like you can make ornaments out of them. You can make name tags out of them. There are so many things you can do with the wood, the tile holders. So many things you can do with them. So yes, for sure. Okay, oh my gosh. So I picked up, I love these. We went to some, it was actually like a citywide sale this past weekend. And some of the most, like the houses where I was like, I'm not going to find anything. It's where I found the most stuff. So when you're driving past sales and you don't think, there's going to be anything. And this was actually there was a lot of, I got at this sale, but, these kinds of things, they were inside the house. And so there's a few things out in the driveway and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's nothing there. And then I saw a sign that said in the house too or something, or go in the house. And so I'm like, okay, let's stop here and let's just check it out. And inside the house, she had the most amazing things. But it was only one little corner inside the house that had the most amazing things. So these I love. And they're harder to find now. This one is massive. It's got a red top. And then this one, you could do, this would be fun. I don't know what it was initially for, but obviously paper towel holder, string holder, paper for your kids to do art on. You know, if you had a roll of it, you could put it on there. And then I grabbed one of these too as well. Again, these are kind of things that I will always grab. They always go fast in the shop. So, but then look what else she had. I apologize now if you hear a bunch of things like breaking or falling down. She also had, are you kidding me? This is a kid size, it's kids. Kid size typewriter. I have one old typewriter. I used to have a few. I have one left. I think I only have one left and it's a green color, but it's like a regular size. And this one is like a tiny child size. Oh, so I grabbed that. And then she also had, so if you guys have been here for a while, you know that I will always pick up bells. I love bells, especially around the holidays. I love them. She was telling me that these are old hotel bells. Have you guys heard that? That these would be sitting like at the front counter and this is what you would ring. But this one's massive. I have sold a couple of these in the shop as well. So when I find them, again, these aren't that easy to find. She was actually moving and she had a bunch of stuff that she had to get rid of. And oh my gosh, she was just telling me all the things. Look at this guy. So she also had this guy there. I'm like, what? I've never seen this. He obviously, well, no, maybe not. Maybe had something up here. But if anybody knows, was this a dog at one point? I don't even know. I've never seen anything like it. I love like old tools like that. Tools. It's been a long weekend, you guys. Old toys like this underneath the Christmas tree. I've done like things at Christmas time. I think they're so fun. Obviously they don't make toys like that anymore. So I like to pick them up when I can find them. Yes, Carolyn, I have a thought about that too. And so Carolyn said, I love estate sales, but it's sad to think that's what your life comes down to. My poor kids, when I kick the bucket. That's so, whenever I go through estate sales, I get that same, I know what you're saying. I always think about that too, like all this stuff. It's just, but then I always think about me. I'm purging and organizing all the time. So, I'm always constantly getting rid of things. And, but yeah, it's like this weird, I get that a lot when I go through estate sales. And I just went through an amazing one. Their prices, I didn't get anything, but I'm just like, oh my gosh. And like none of the family wanted any of this. Like they had amazing things, like amazing things. And yeah, I totally get it. So these, okay, can anybody tell me what this thing was used for? I love green handled tools or kitchen tools. So I will pick them up, but what is this? What was this? Was this just like some kind of masher? I don't know. I've never seen this one, but I grabbed that. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. And then I loved this old wood temperature gauge. It just has like the best patina. So I grabbed that. Just some random, like I mean, just random things. I have a couple of, I shouldn't say a couple of accordion peg hooks that will be in the shop as well. I'm going to be launching new items in August. These go so fast. I've shared tons of ways that I use them in our house. I've painted them, I've stained them, I've used them as they are, but they're just great. They're just great to have around the house in different ways. I grabbed a couple of, look at can you guys see the patina on this? Like let me see. Now this one, it looks like ironstone. It is stamped England, but it's so funny. And then I went to, oh, they're not the same. And then I was at a different sale and I was like, oh my gosh, this is stamped something England. I don't know if it's England, but they're just, I love these old platters that have the white platters that have this old patina. I would swear this is ironstone, but this one looks like it too. But anyway, so this one, I love, this one's kind of got an edge, like a taller edge, but you can put candles in this. You can put, for fall, fill it with acorns and then put some pillar candles or, there's so many things you can do with them. Use them, like put cookies on them. Let me do this. It's same with, I think I've shared this before, but this is actually an ironstone pitcher. I found this at a thrift store. And I always get this question, what do you look for? What is ironstone? So obviously you would look for a stamp always on the bottom. So whenever you find pitchers or dishes or whatever, flip over the bottom. Not all ironstone, I'm finding out, is stamped, but obviously that's your best way of knowing. When I find like a piece, like it's called crazing, right? Like that, I always pick it up just because, and then it's stamped England on the bottom. But anyway, so I always pick that up. Okay, so then I went to a sale and here's another thing you need to do. So what is happening here? Okay, it's just like sticking out. I went to a sale and it was all clothes. And from what I thought from the driveway, which I'm like, okay, let's just go up there. And I found, you just never know. Go up to all the sales. I found a set of these. It's got 4 of them. You guys, and these are worth money. Like and they all look this good. Like they all are, like it's like in perfect condition. There are 4 of them in there, but I would have, you may just drive past those sales but go in them because you just never know. Okay. I forgot I got this. Okay. Another thing you need to look out for when you're at I love these. Can you hear that? Okay, look at these bells. I don't know what this is. Well, I mean, I don't know if this was, somebody made this. These silver bells are unbelievable. So again, at Christmas time. So these kinds of things, I always look for wind chimes and things like this at thrift stores and estate sales, because a lot of times I wish I had I've shared many videos before of like the wind chimes I'm talking about. A lot of them have the old style looking bells that are pricey, that are kind of expensive. And so it's a good way to get those bells without spending a ton of money. And some of the bells are like the real deal. So check those out. Like if there's homemade wind chimes or whatever, check those out for sure. Because that's where I find a lot of the bells that I repurpose. And when I share like a wreath I've made or like a garland I've made and it's got all the old bells, people always ask, where do you find that? Where do you find that? And that's how I find it. Another place to look is like if you have, and most thrift stores have them bagged, like things at the end of the aisles, like just they throw a bunch of things together, like Christmas ornaments or whatever. They just throw it in a bag, and I find a ton of bells inside those as well. So definitely check those out. You guys, I feel like I have so much more. I found a set of these copper, flour, sugar, tea canisters. Can you imagine this filled with either stuff for Christmas or stuff for fall, hanging somewhere? I've never seen one like this. All brass. Again, I have a thing with brass. I have two little stools here. I think just two. So far, right here, I have two stools that I found. I'm just gonna set this stuff over here. I found vintage watercolors. Do you guys, not watercolors, you guys, it's Monday. It's Monday, not watercolors, paint by numbers. So this was at kind of an estate sale. I love these. But I feel like it was multiple estates kind of, at this sale. So that was kind of fun because it was kind of different stuff. So I grabbed that. What else should I show you? Oh, I have another Scrabble game. So I have 3 Scrabble games. There's a couple other areas I wanted to put the tiles, and I just didn't have enough tiles to go around. So I found some games. And then these are another thing that I found the whole set of these guys. The set of 3 of these. What are they? Why can't I think? Is it quail? I looked these up. I looked these guys up. I want to say pigeons. That's not it. And I want to say, all I think is, oh, what's the other birds that I'm always thinking of? And I'm like, that's not it either. But I found the set, Carolyn, not for the Scrabble boards, not so much. We used to, way back in the day, we used to frame really old game boards that you can just hang up on your wall. But other than that, not really. Yes, partridge in a pear tree. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, so yes, so there's that. I found, let me see, this old, it's so funny. She's like, I don't know if it works. And I'm thinking, I don't care if it doesn't. But I've thought about maybe doing a project with this, but I don't know yet. But she said, I don't know if it works. And it's so funny because people will, like, they apologize, or it's like it's okay. That I just love the look of it. It's okay if it doesn't. Pheasants. Yeah, I don't think it was pheasants when I looked it up. But anyway, I just love the way they look. The old clocks. It's okay. All of my old vintage, like, little clocks. I thought I had one up there. I don't have any in here. None of them work. I actually have old school clocks hanging here in my office. This one doesn't work. But it's like the ones that were back in the day when we were like taught how to tell time with the hands on a clock. The one down here doesn't work, but they were throwing them away. I was like, no, I'll take them all. So I have one down here. There were only 2. I might have had 4 and then sold 2. But anyway, the other one actually works and it's up in our kitchen. Those are like 2 of my favorite things. But the fact that they don't work, that's okay. I just love the way they look. So these I love. And there was a whole set of 5 of them, a whole set. I love odd numbers. But I just love the little hawking. There's a name to these too. I'm just not with it today. Then I got this little like handmade pottery teapot. I love handmade pottery, and the thrift stores are starting to love it too, where they're starting to get the hang that, or they know that people are looking for it because the prices are getting so crazy. I found some fun wrapping paper, I think. But anyway, they're really pretty, and I really want to do a project, I think, with this one. Gabrielle loved it so much, so I might try and maybe back a bookshelf with it. But yes, Penny, it looks, yep. Let me show you. I said that to Matt too. Anchor hawking. Thank you so much, you guys. When it's like this, I said if you had like the little battery twinkle lights just under this, I want to get them out just to see what it would look like. But just like this, it looks like a Christmas tree. It's exactly what I told Matt. So pretty, so pretty. Then I had one of the, not the pitcher. I can't remember if it was like a canister or something on the shop, but I found a pitcher. I just love pitchers. I don't know what it is. I just love like the old pitchers. Not all of them, but like when I can find an ironstone pitcher, they're just so pretty and you can do so many things with them. So I always pick them up when I can find them. Those aren't easy to find either. I'm not going to show everything because we might be here a while, but I'll show a couple more things. I loved this. So one of our thrift stores was doing a Christmas in July type of thing, and they had like a bunch of Christmas stuff out. And I did find some fun things. So those will be, some of the Christmas stuff is going to be in the shop for sure. I found like an old tin picnic basket with the lid and everything is there. I found some other copper pieces, a beautiful mirror. Look at this vintage. What is even happening? Look at this vintage fan. It's like the best color. Oh, I love this thing. And it's small. It's like a little fan, you know, it's not like massive. Baskets and wood vases that will be coming to the shop. I found it's just been kind of fun to not to just kind of just go out and just source for the whole month and just kind of find some great things to add to the shop and of course to our house, because that will always be a thing. I will keep doing that. Angie, I have that pattern in nesting bowls, which I don't know what I shared just recently. I don't know which the pitcher pattern. Yes. I have these like beautiful, it's a set of these glass vases, a pair of the old magnets, I love just like the old little bowls like this, anything. Any wood bowls like this, I love to pick up. They're great for a project. You could flip it around and have it be a base for something. So I pick those up when I can find them. So yeah, just some fun finds. That's some of the Christmas stuff over there. So a lot of just kind of random things. Donna, yes, and I would love to sell it, but I'm not going to ship it. So it's definitely something I'm not going to ship because I'm worried that they'll break. And it's so funny because I couldn't believe I got all 4 of them, and I couldn't believe she just had them. She was obviously somebody that liked to shop for clothes, or her daughter was, because it was like a garage sale that was full of clothes that weren't like ever worn. Tags were still on it. And then there was like just this sitting over in a corner somewhere. And this must have been the mom's. But yeah, so go up to all the sales, go up to all the sales. Even if you think, it is so fun to share my finds, Renee. I'm trying to figure out what these platforms love the most, and it's just hard to keep up with. Social media is so fun. And then, so that's why I am, all of my videos, I'm doing more and more videos, just on YouTube as well that aren't here, just because I know that's what YouTube loves, right? That's what it is. And sometimes when I do lives here, the reach isn't great. So anytime you guys share any of my content, the videos, the posts I'm sharing, it just helps so much. It tells the algorithm that you want to see what I'm doing and what I'm sharing. And so it just helps. But yeah, so always subscribe to my YouTube channel, because like I said, we are uploading new videos there every week. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description when I get off there. I have 2 of the rub boards. They are bigger. Yes, I've had a few over the years. Lee, up in the description of this live, the link to my shop is in there. So you might not be able to see it now, but when I get off here, you will definitely be able to see it. I'm just trying to get through everybody's. Andrea, what was your favorite thing that I found? I found these cool baskets too. Like I said, I can't remember. They're brand new. They had the tags still on them. I'm going to use them to organize my house. If you've been around here for a while, I could talk about organization and cleaning and all that stuff. It's kind of an OCD issue of mine, but check your thrift stores for things like this. You do not have to spend thousands of dollars to organize your home. But when I ever am anywhere, and they've got baskets, I got 3 of these. So that's always nice when you have 3 that match. They were brand new. I will probably take this out and use it like in the kitchen, like the pantry and stuff for things. But anything that that typewriter, I was like, oh my gosh. And she had a bigger one. It kind of, I want to say it was almost like that. She had a bigger one, like a normal one, but I was like, no, I just liked the small because again, it's small. It's not going to take up a ton of room. I have another, and I think I shared it with you guys when I found it. The bigger one that I have, it was at a thrift store, and it's green, my favorite color. And it's kind of like that army olive green. And there's like a dealer here where we live, and he had it in his cart forever. And it's one of those times you're in the thrift store and you're just legitimately following a person around the thrift store to see if they set something down. Anybody else been there? Anybody else done that? Give me a thumbs up if you've done that, because, or give me a thumbs up as well if you have been in a thrift store and you have stuff in your cart and you know somebody's following you doing the same thing, waiting for you to set something down. Anybody? Anyway, so he went around and around that store with that thing in his cart. And, you try to act like you're not following him, waiting, you know what I mean? Like you stop at every aisle he does and you pick stuff up. I mean, it's the whatever. But, then he finally set it back down. And so I'm like, it was meant to be mine. And so, but that typewriter, I mean, it's a big size. I mean, a normal size typewriter, the old one. So it does take up a lot of space. And I always talk about it like the furniture I pick up when I find like a smaller piece of furniture, like a little cabinet, or I just love that smaller, because we don't have huge spaces in our home. And so anything small, that's why I love that typewriter. But yeah, so okay, I want to know, everybody that loves to watch the find, what was your favorite find that I shared? Okay, a potato masher. Okay, so that's what, I mean, it makes sense. That's like the only thing I can think that this thing is. I mean, because it's straight, I mean, it's flat. It's got to be some masher. The picture is so gorgeous, right? You actually, okay, so yeah, usually these do, and I'm just not a fan of the big bowls, again, because they take up so much space. But so this was part of the bowl, and then you have it on that little like wash stand or whatever. But the big bowls just take up so much space. So thank you for those of you that sent stars. I just saw that just now. Thank you so much. Scrabble boards. Okay, so I'm getting down to here. Morning doves. I don't pull your camera down. There's, I mean, this table where the camera is, I mean, like you're in all this stuff. So even if I push this all the way down, the only thing you'd be able to see is that is the picture. So if there's something else you want to see, let me know and I'll hold it back up. Or if you missed something, you can also use those as candle rings. What did I lift up that could be used as candle rings? I don't know. Huh. I don't know what I picked up. Okay. Okay. Would love the bowls like my mom. She used hers, yes. Do I collect gas cans or oil cans? No, I have, like if I find a really cool one, I've had some little ones, the little oil cans, and I think they look so cool as long as they're not too, but to be completely honest, what do I collect? Like my kids would be like old scales and, but I rotate my stuff out. So like, I'm never going to collect something where it's like, I have such a collection that I'm storing it in tubs somewhere and they're not out. There are certain things that I'm always picking up. Old wood stools, the ironstone, the bells for Christmas time, Scrabble games, those kinds of things. There are definitely things that I'm drawn to and will always pick up. But a lot of times, like if I bring in something that I'm going to use in our home, so like this ironstone pitcher, I set it somewhere, whatever was sitting in that spot is going to go. So I'm not somebody that collects something and just has like, we'll just pick up things to then store them to collect them, if that makes sense. If I'm bringing something into our house, it's going to be put out somewhere. And if I bring something home and I'm walking around the house going, nothing else can go, then it's going to go. So like the old scales, I just found 2 green ones. And so I kind of want to get rid of 2 other ones. So I love them. I love the way they look. They're harder and harder to find, but yet I'm just not so, there are a few pieces in our home that are, the hutch that my mom did that I've shared before in our living room. She did when we were little. Like my mom used to, oh my gosh, the work she did, just because the tools and the products were not available back then, but I'm just like hand sanding things. Anyway, that hutch is something I would never sell. There's also a pitcher, not like this, it's smaller, and I've talked about it here before, I need to grab it sometime, that my dad remembers. It was at Uncle Joe's, that was his name, and it was like my dad's like great uncle or something, and he has there's 7 kids. They would go to Uncle Joe's house and they would drink grape juice out of that. So I have that pitcher. Like those 2 things for sure will never go anywhere. But other than that, I'm just not somebody that gets like attached to things. Like I'm somebody that I get bored easily with decorating and decor. So I like to change things up, and I love the thrill of the hunt. It's so much fun. So I'm always looking for things, but if I bring something in, it's usually something's going to go out. So, and everybody's homes are different. We just don't have a ton of, space and storage here in this house. And so I think that helps. But I'm just not somebody that's ever just got things to just put them in storage to say I collect them, if that makes sense. If I want to be able to use it. So pretty. I love any and all flowers, but tulips are sentimental to me. Donna, I get that whole sentimental thing. I have symbols and things that are, I get it. I get it. I so know what you mean. That typewriter, yes. Yes. So Andrea, that's what I usually have done with the typewriters in the past. Like in the fall, I'll write like a fall, I'll type out something, print it, and then I'll put it in there. For Christmas, I've done that too. So yes. Yes, a big old style typewriter, a black one. I used to have one of those too. Typewriter is winning. Yes, I will show the typewriter for those of you that are just getting on Ironstone. Typewriter. Christmas items. Carol, right now, I don't have a lot of them out because I put them kind of away because there's a lot here because I have a lot of things that I need to photograph and get on the shop. So I don't have the Christmas items in front of me. Can you show your haul? There's a lot here, so you'll have to go back and watch, but I will share the typewriter. The bells on the rope. I love that you love those, Rhonda. So these will definitely be, I will take them off they're easy to grab right here. So that's why I will definitely be taking these off this rope. But I don't usually find silver bells, like some old silver bells. So it's usually the brass ones. Andrea, I bought an old kitchen scale and have my Alexa device on it. Those scales are, now that we're here, I actually have one of the green ones that I found. Gabrielle is watching a little girl, and so you can hear them kind of running around with the dog. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, that green color, it'll get me every time. I don't care what it is. The old green on wood, on metal, on whatever, you cannot. Okay, I'll show the typewriter here in a second. But like I said, and the another thing about this one, so the face is really good. The numbers are still vibrant. You can still see them. It's a large scale, but it's like, okay, so there's a couple other ones that I don't. I mean, I did look at them and I'm like, okay, which other two can I get rid of? I haven't got rid of the two yet, but if I do, they'll be on the shop page. But, okay, let me show you the scale. Or not the scale, the typewriter. So here is the typewriter. It's like a child-sized typewriter. It's so cool, right? And again, like, I don't know if you can see, but like, it looks like there was something, this is obviously for the ribbon. So like those aren't there, but this is all intact. And so this makes me happy. It needs a good cleaning, but that's totally good. It's been sitting in a garage for a long time. So, but yeah, so this is the typewriter that we're all talking about. So cool. I love old typewriters, and since like that one, since the bigger one that I've had, I've walked past them. They're great, but I don't have the space for them, so I'm not going to just keep buying them. If that makes sense. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Is there anything else I can show you before I get off here? Like I said, it's just kind of right now, it's just a hodgepodge, and I have to get everything kind of ready to photograph and ready to start launching again on the shop page. But that's a lot of it. I shared a lot of it with you. And to be honest, I just don't want to lift anything else up and then bust something, because that would happen. That would happen for sure. Okay. As always, I come back in and check for messages and questions. So definitely just leave them below in the comments. Came in late, please show again. There's so much that I shared. So I would just, once I get off of here, you can watch the replay for sure. There's just so much here that I shared that it would just take another whole half an hour to share it all again. But definitely this will be uploaded and put on YouTube, and then you can watch the replay here on Facebook as well. If you love these videos, share these. If you know somebody else that loves finds like this and who like just the vintage stuff, I love to decorate our home with it. I love to hunt for, unique things that you just can't buy anymore. You just can't, they're getting harder and harder to find. So yeah, so share this with those people, and I will try and check in with you guys. It's August 1st today, and so this is one thing I'm going to be sharing fall stuff now. And I know it's really early for a lot of people, but for people that create content, it's right on time, because then we can get stuff out early. So then when it's time for you to start doing it, you've got ideas or things. So I am hoping to get back on a regular schedule with, you know, DIY videos and making things here on Facebook as well. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm hoping to get back to doing that. So, okay guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys soon.